Well, this year's pretty much wrapping up. 2020, huh? Had This year has been something else, hasn't it? I mean, a lot of us have lost so many things. I mean, I personally had to deal with a lot of things this year. You know, lost some friends due to the obvious pandemic that we're dealing with. Um, you hear cars passing by because I'm actually walking up my old street from where I used to live in good old Naples, Florida. And it's funny where I'm here again in a place that I've had a lot of unpleasant memories, and it's kind of interesting to wrap them all up in the most unpleasant year for I'm sure a lot of us. And this year, like I said, a lot of losses. I mean, lost my good old best friend Logan, pup I had for since he was 5 weeks old. Lost him in September. Um, to others, that may be like, oh, it's just a dog. But when that's what's been your constant for 12 years, then it is a big loss. And others have lost even more. So again, we've all had losses this year. But one thing I wanted to really focus on was, how can we use these times to prepare? How can we use these times as not how can I survive these times, but how can I prepare with these times? Um, we always have a choice. We may not like what those options are, with those choices, but we always have a choice nonetheless. So we either use those to temporarily get past these tough times or not. Or think of it as do, how can I set things up to optimize these times, benefit from these times which under normal circumstances we'd never do. So what can we do? We have 3, 6, or 12 months, or however many more months this pandemic lasts. We really don't know. And absolutely it's not fair, and nobody ever in a million years would have chose this, but this is where we are. So what are we going to do with this time? Being scared is totally okay. It's very okay. It shows us that we're normal, that we're rational. But what we need to really focus on is not being afraid. Those are two different things completely. The fear shows us what's wrong and kind of gives us that red light, to where we can focus on what am I going to do with the situation, the whole adrenaline rush, the fight or flight. But it also teaches us to be mindful, and you know that's where the differences of being afraid. When we're afraid, we're just much more rational. We don't do things calculated things. We don't make those decisions the right way. We make them more in an irrational way. So don't don't be irrational. You know, never forget that the hero and the coward both feel the same thing. They both feel scared. But what differentiates the hero from the coward is what they do with that fear. And that's from I got that information from the Ryan Holiday's the Daily Stoic podcast. They talk about exactly that. What are you going to do with that fear? And that's what I'm asking you in 2021. What are you going to do moving forward? Are you going to make these decisions to start now bettering your life? Are you going to change the pattern of things we've made? Because if there's ever been a time to make changes to better ourselves and to have a better quality of life, it's never been more clear than now. A lot of us are noticing things that we really just don't need, honestly. Things that really we may think make us happy, but they really don't. So, what are you gonna do? I, for one, am doing much more challenges for myself, for mental challenges, to just be more in the moment, be more in the present, and enjoy what I have around me, enjoy my family, enjoy my friends, and just have a better quality of life instead of just throwing it away doing things that really aren't that meaningful. And again, if you ever need help, you know where to find me. Live to Progress is my Instagram, and livetoprogress.com is the website, and I am always here for you. Be well, stay safe in these crazy times, and know that you're never alone.